Kickstart Your Coaching Edge podcast, where it's all about getting real around all things coaching.
And what we know for sure is that what got you here won't get you there.
You can't see the spinach in your own teeth.
And finally, hang on, because this one's really deep. Once you realize that you are the traffic, everything makes complete and unadulterated sense.
All right, Karen, so this is the month we're going to be talking about decision making.
Are we actually going to say what month it is?
Well, let's do.
All right. Happy June.
Happy June. So this is a little bit about deciding or decision making, and we've come across some more of those great unfuck yourself calendar quotes that really got us thinking about, what is decision making, what gets in the way, and how come people just don't decide and do it a lot faster?
And just to back up for a sec too, I know we talked about decision making before when it came to emotional intelligence, but this is just going to be a little bit more a riff with Jen and I back and forth talking about decisions and, like she said, what gets in your way, how we make decisions, and different things that go through people's head when they actually have to make one.
I love it. So the first calendar page that we're going to be pulling from, it says confusion is a great way to hide out from making decisions. I love that, right? So what runs through your mind when you hear that, Karen? Confusion is a great way to hide out from making decisions.
Well, I think if you're confused, it's like it's almost you get your own internal timeout. Well, I'm confused. I don't have enough information, or I don't know. And you sit there and you keep asking yourself questions to actually keep you on the fence, which technically is probably pretty uncomfortable sitting on a fence.
Yeah, I think it's an easy place to be. I love that you referenced like a timeout, because if I'm confused, I need more clarity. I need more data. I need to figure it out. And yes, Karen, people think in the way that sounds. I need more time to get all my facts together. It's just basically taking a timeout from having to sometimes make a hard call. Are you in or you out? Are you saying yes? Are you saying no? And so, it allows a space between thinking about deciding and actually doing it.
Yeah, and it's not comfortable. Read that statement again.
Confusion is a great way to hide out from making decisions.
And I wonder if people actually realized how many decisions they actually do make in a day, if that would make decision making easier. And you're probably thinking, like, what are you even talking about right now? But like every day you make so many decisions, and often we're making them unconsciously, right? You make the decision to get out of bed. You make the decision what to wear. You make the decision what kind of breakfast to have. You make the decision if you want to work out or if you don't want to work out. And so often I think so many people think, well, I'm not great at making decisions. Well, you've already made a bunch of them. Now, if we can bring some of those easier decisions that you make every day, or sometimes perhaps not, to some of the things that you're actually saying that you're confused about, it would probably make the decision-making process a whole lot easier.
It's funny that you say that, because often I know when either you or myself are coaching clients and we're working with them and they're like, I need to make a decision, but I really don't know what I should do. I'm really confused, blah, 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 blah. Then one of the things that I'll ask is I'll say, so I'm not going to hold you to it, but if you had to decide right this very moment, what would it be? And they usually have the answer.
Yep.
Then they have to be able to just kind of rationalize it, come to terms with it, accept it, or just acknowledge the fact they know what they want to do, but it's something else that's keeping them from doing it.
And that's the biggest piece.
Yeah.
Right? What's in the freaking way? All right, what's in the way? What gets in the way of people making a decision? And that's where all the inner critic bullshit pops up.
Exactly. So sometimes it's not the confusion about the decision. It's the fear of the decision being what, Karen?
Wrong.
It's the fear of the decision being what, Karen? You having fun?
We're getting there.
All right, good. Yes, the decision being wrong. You are right about it being wrong. And when people I always say, make a decision and then make that decision right.
You always say that, just so you know. I've never heard you say that before.
I always say it in my head.
Okay.
Right.
But you know what I think happens? I think too many people think that they have to have a process for making a decision. just make the damn decision and then figure it out. And this is going to come back to one of my favorite topics, but we're not going to talk about it, but confidence. So the confidence in the decision, but also the confidence in you screw up, so what? You screw up. And I also realize that different people need different information to make decisions. And I'm not saying the decision, to buy a car, or buy a house, or get married, like major decisions, although they can be it. Like, you don't need to overthink the hell out of everything. I mean, I bought my house in 20 minutes. It doesn't, I know, and
You do most things in 20 minutes, Karen.
well, sometimes that's too long. But seriously though, you don't need to, and even seriously, when I bought my house, I'm like, all right, so I'm going to buy this house. And I was with a friend and she said, do you care if you lose the deposit? I said, no. She said, do you care if you're an hour away from your family? I said, no. I said, if I don't like it, I'll move. And that was it. So just knowing that, bang, that's it. You just pull the trigger and you go, and then you just create whatever you want to create from that decision.
Yeah. And that's sort of it. It's just, you can always change your mind. You can always do plan B. You can always do something different. But if you're hiding in confusion, you have to say, what are you really avoiding? So all of our fabulous listeners, we want to know from you. What are you confused about that you really aren't confused about, but you say you're confused about to avoid making the decision?
Let's be done on that one.
That was a good ending.
That was good.
All right, it's a wrap.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to the Kickstart Your Coaching Edge podcast. Craving more in-depth discussions? Check out the Get Real Inner Circle with our no BS in-crowd of coaches.
Join live coaching discussions, breakdowns of coaching calls, and have some fun while you're at it.
You're going to want to go to kickstartyyouredge.com/inner circle. It's time to get real.